What scares you about serving? That's the interesting question that I presented to my under nines this week in my mini orange squad. Welcome, as always, to mytenscoaching.com. And yeah, I asked my players a very relatively simple question. What scares you about serving? And I asked for honesty. Generally speaking, when a coach asks a question, players just give stock answers that they think the coach wants to hear, that they've generally been told by other coaches. But I asked the players to reflect on 30 seconds and tell me what scares you. Because today we're going to look at the serve, and a big part of the serve is being brave. But what scares you? And the answers were not surprising, to be honest. So a couple said the ball toss. And when I asked about the ball toss, it was getting the ball toss in the right place, getting the ball toss straight, getting the ball toss high, getting the ball toss in front of my shoes. I was like, oh, that's interesting. We'll come back on that one in a minute. Grip was another one. We need to get the right grip on serve. And I go, what's the right grip? What does a right grip mean? What does a right grip look like? And the players showed me generally a chopper grip, which they don't use at all. But at least they know what chopper grip looks and feels like, but they don't use it in a match. So getting the right grip. The fear of missing as well was quite a common one. The scared of missing. I'm like, why? Because people think that I'm not very good if I miss my serve. Okay, that's interesting as well. But I went with the vast majority, and the ball toss was quite a common one. So I said to the players, and I'm talking about this before, quite recently, funny enough, well, what is a perfect ball toss? What's a perfect ball toss mean? I'll throw the ball up at 12 o'clock. Well, how do I know what 12 o'clock is? Because I don't have a clock in front of me. So I've no idea what a clock, 12 o'clock is. Throw the ball in front. Okay, but how far in front? Because I don't know how far in front to throw it. Because I don't have a target to look at when I serve. And the kids were really, really thinking about it. And I was like, well, can my ball toss change? And they're like, no, it can't change. What if it's sunny? What if the sun's in my eyes? Surely I can't throw the ball up the same way. What if it's windy? And now I start to get them to think a little bit more, and they're saying, oh, okay. And I said to them, well, what other things might make your ball toss go maybe not in the right place, to use your words? Nervousness, yeah, love that. Tired, yeah, love that. Okay, so our ball toss isn't always going to be perfect because it's always going to be sunny, generally speaking, especially not here in the UK. We're going to have to deal with wind, we're going to have to deal with nerves, we're going to have to deal with fatigue, we're going to have to deal with a whole host of things, and our ball toss is going to be affected by that. So what does perfect really mean? Like, and how can we maybe see or feel that? Because when you play, you've no idea what's good and what's bad. Unless you hit the ball, you don't know, because you need information, and that's what's trying to get through to the players. Because a lot of these players throw the ball up and they let it land, and like, why did you not hit that? Oh, it wasn't right. How do you know if it's not right if you don't hit it? So the first practice that I set up, okay, what you got to do is stand on your front foot, lift your back foot off the floor, so all your weight's on the front foot, and serve. Like, what? Why are we doing this? Have a go. So that's the constraint. You got to serve with all your weight on your front foot, hit the serve. And of course, chaos issue, like chaos everywhere. Serves going everywhere. Parents look at me like I'm absolutely nuts. After a couple of minutes, though, serves start going in. Players start finding success. Perfect. Okay, next round. All the weight on your back foot. Chaos again. Serves flying everywhere. Parents look like I'm nuts. Don't think I'm very popular with some parents. But guess what? A couple of minutes later, success. Bring the players in. I said, okay, when you play matches, I'm not expecting you to serve like that. But what I'm trying to show you is no matter how off balance you are, you can still find success with a serve. Imagine now how easy it's going to be when you've got both feet and you've actually got more balance. So the ball toss doesn't have to be in the right place because you're very clever and your body's very smart because it'll just sort itself out based on the task at hand, self-organisation. So I'll go out and you can now pick front foot or back foot. So you had a little play around, and the kids are loving it, by the way, because it's fun, it's different. And then when we got to a couple of minutes later, I said to the players, okay, now you can serve with both shoes on the floor. However, and kids always whine me because I say however of everything because there's always a constraint. However, once you throw that ball in the air, you've got to commit and hit it. You can't let it land. You can't let it bounce. If you do, you lose the point straight away. No second serve, no nothing. So I'm making them throw it up and commit to the hit. And a couple of times they threw it up and let it land. Okay, lost the point. But what started to emerge quite quick was they were getting quite a lot of serves in. And I'm not saying because I'm such a magical monotoglu-like coach and turn water into wine, but I'm freeing the players of the fear of this perfect ball toss that does not exist. And the players started to understand that, okay, it might not be perfect, but I can actually adjust my body and still be quite effective. So when players go out and they play in the wind and they play in the sun and they're playing with fatigue and they're playing with nerves, no matter what happens that ball toss, they should have confidence and belief that they can still be effective with the serve. And I thought that was a really, really interesting lesson. And because it was a group session, I couldn't film it because it's just a nightmare of consent and stuff. But I will film the drills with an individual player in a few weeks, and I'll stick them on the channel. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on actually seeing them live. And yeah, what scares you about serving? What scares your player? Interestingly, all the answers were technical. Why? Because that's what they're told to fix all the time. Got to fix your ball toss, got to fix your grip, got to fix your throwing action, got to fix leading with the outside of the racket. That's all the coaches tell them that they need to improve. And guess what? That's what they're scared of. That's what the fear brings into it. And I thought that was really interesting as well. As always, leave a comment down below. What scares you about your serving? What scares your players about serving? Is there any topic you'd like me to talk about on the channel, or even take on court and try stuff out and maybe put some content up that way too? As always, check out mytenniscoaching.com. Check out the video on the screen now. And until next time, serve without fear. Be creative in your coaching. And I'll see you soon.